Sometimes if you buy a diesel, guys, you have to be able to work on them. You are gonna have to tinker with. That's just the way it is, especially if you buy a used diesel. You know what I mean? If you buy something new, you just take it to back to where you got it from and get it warranted. But if you're buying a used diesel, you better be able to know that you're gonna be working on it more than likely. So this is what I bought. I got it, and as I pulled in the driveway, son of a bitch had the biggest coolant leak ever. At least it made it on a 5-hour drive. I went all the way down to Miami to pick it up and made it back. Got me back with no problems, but it had a pinhole in the radiator where the truck was actually front end damaged. I started pulling it apart, by the way. But the truck was front end damaged, and yeah, I should have looked at it a little bit better, but I was kind of like in a rush to get a truck just because I needed a second vehicle. And truck sounded good, the engine sounds good, sounded really amazing. I started taking already all the stuff off in here. Got the intercooler taken off. So basically, I don't know if you guys can see in there. Once I take the radiator out, you'll be able to see a little bit better, but the truck itself is not like in really bad shape. Of course, I got it for a decent price, being 190,000 miles on this 5.9 common rail Cummins, but it's a used vehicle. It is what it is, right? It's kind of like the territory that comes with it. But what this video is mainly about is like, hey, if you're buying a used vehicle, and it goes with any vehicle, but especially with diesels, you're more than likely going to be tinkering with it. So if that's not something that you're going to want to do, don't buy a 5.9 Cummins or any type of diesel engine. They are expensive to work on. I believe the Cummins is probably one of the most maybe price-friendly things to work on. So I may be wrong, I may be right, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So this video is mainly going to be me just working on it. I'm not going to be talking a lot about shit. I'll just kind of letting everybody know, like, hey, just because you go buy this and it's a reliable vehicle, it's going to give you shit, especially something that has been banged up in the front end. I can tell because, hey, this is a 04 and it's got a 06 front end on it. And it looks like it just got hit like dead smack in here and pushed everything back in. You can tell the transcooler seen better days. And I think the radiator wasn't leaking, but the radiator got pushed into the fan and it's kind of left like a little pinhole. And after driving it for like 4.5 hours back home, that coolant temperature got up and probably finally blew that little pinhole out and started leaking out. So things that I couldn't see because the fan shroud was in the way. So either way, no biggie. I got the radiator for 130 bucks somewhere locally. I'm not upgrading or anything like that. It's just gonna be like a work truck, so I'm not gonna go crazy into dumping a whole bunch of money into it. So yeah, I'm gonna set the camera up so you guys can see what I'm tinkering with and how I'm doing it. It's a little bit more of a challenge because the bolts are not where they used to be and stuff like that. So I'm having to move around and see that they put like extra washers where shit's like bent out of shape and stuff like that. So that's another challenge I got to work with. But either way, I'm more than happy to do it. It's actually something that I enjoy doing, fucking around with stuff. So without further ado, I'm gonna set the camera up, I'll shut the fuck up and start working. Alright guys, so I got the radiator out. Got a brand new fan clutch. That does not look good. Fuck. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna start this video where we left off. Unfortunately, I didn't record much about where we did left off last time. There's a whole bunch of parts back there, which is the reason why I stopped recording. And I'm gonna show you guys everything that I ended up concluding and what I'm going to be doing to the truck. So as we remember, when we drove the truck back after we got it, I noticed that cooling all over the floor. I didn't know exactly what made that. Of course, you can tell it's a circular motion. Later, after investigating, found out it had a brand new clutch fan, electrical clutch fan, and of course that piece actually ended up wrapping around and whipping that, the actual metal piece of that. Then of course you start going down the rabbit hole, you find more crap wrong with it. So also found out tensioner was no bueno, so I had to pull that crap out. This was pretty rusted out, so I went ahead, pulled it off, order a new neck, which this one actually feels stronger. So believe it or not, I'm actually gonna put this rusted shit back on here. It just looks like a stronger piece. I already changed the fuel filter on it. And the main thing that we're gonna do to this main upgrade is going to be, we're gonna take the electrical clutch fan out and swap it for a mechanical. Now here we go to the parts list. So I went ahead and ordered this right here. Okay, and this is pre-assembled already. Does have a core feed, so I'll show how to send that back. Comes already assembled like so. I went ahead and got the good old 7.3 mechanical clutch fan, which is going to retain my factory blade on it. Just gonna bolt up to that. This is gonna bolt up to this. So we'll go ahead and show that. Bought a brand new Cummins genuine thermostat for the truck. This is the piece that I had ordered to replace it, but this thing feels like pretty crap. This already got like a crack there. I don't know if it'll focus into that. So I don't know. I'll see, I guess. Thermostat housing bolts, which I'm going to replace. A brand new OEM style radiator, which is right here. Upper and lower hoses, the ones on the truck were completely crapped out, and a new power steering cooler because the hoses were bent on the other one. So yeah, again, this goes back to my initial video where I said, hey, if you get a diesel truck, you better be ready to tinker with them. They can be a great trucks, but unfortunately some fucking kid probably had this, and it's got all kinds of wiring mess in there, which I'm going to start rooting out. Like I said, I already changed the fuel filter on it while the truck was down. Unfortunately, I didn't film that, but there's plenty of videos on that. Other than that, also found a horrible wiring job on my fucking headlight, which I also fixed, rewired, retorqued it, and put this new grommet over it. That way it's nice and clean, which these trucks are pretty known for. I'm going to also change the oil. Of course, I like to get the truck up to temperature before I do that. This intake is, to say the least, garbage, but it's what it's got on there right now. I'm not going to tinker with that. I just want to get the truck running so I can actually get some stuff done with it. So right now I'm going to set up the phone or the situation, that way I can do a time lapse. I'm going to take the fan clutch out, then I'll go into a short on actually putting the new bracket in and swapping the fan blade, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Alright, so now sap the main bracket off. Make sure you look at where your bolts came out of, because you got 2 short bolts or 3 short bolts and 1 long bolt. Three, 1, 2, 3 short. Your 1 long one goes right in here, and then this one is for your pulley. Alright, finger start. You got a strong gun, just be careful, you'll snap his head off. So just, you know, be cautious with it. I always cross thread him, doesn't need to, because like you see this recess is on the hub, so you really don't need to, but I always do that, that's just me. Now I'll just swap my fan blade and put my new mechanical fan hub, so let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, next step is going to be attaching my fan blade into the new clutch fan. So it's a brand new cross-threaded electric clutch fan without the harness. It's free. Let me know. Alright. There we go. Brand new bolts. It's the guys I got it from. Set this baby out. Here. No fucking plugs, none of that bullshit. Just straight up, good old electric, non-electric, mechanical, good old mechanical fan clutch. No bull crap, y'all. So that's always a good deal. The way I do this is show you guys. These babies are actually like pretty fucking beefy bolts compared to the. And I wonder if this was like a kind of like a Cuban special there. I got it from a Cuban guy. I'm Cuban as well, so I guess I can talk shit. But yeah, these bolts look pretty fucking nice, y'all. I wonder if they got lock washers in here. Make sure. Sometimes I rush to put shit on. I don't even check the full packaging. I don't even look at the damn instructions, and then I'm cursing myself out like I'm a fucking idiot. But anyways, none of that. At least on this one. So what we'll do is going to lift it up. Trying to do this looking through the camera. Make sure this is not cross-threaded. Get nice and snug in there without taking the tension off of it. I'm gonna go to a bolt across the street from the other bolt. Get that son of a bitch in there. Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead. I just noticed y'all might not even be hearing me right now because the mic is over there. So yeah, very fucking smart of me. Forgot where I put the damn mic. I was gonna do a whole different thing, but it is what it is. If you can't hear me, pretty sure you can figure out what it is that I'm doing. If you can't figure out what I'm doing, you shouldn't fucking do this job, period. Alright. And by the way, when I say cross thread, when I'm doing this, I'm zigzagging the bolts, so just cross tightening the bolts. I'll do one pass all around each bolt. To make sure that it's nice and tight. Now this baby is ready to go back. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tensioner on real quick because it's gonna help me screw this son of a bitch back on. So let me put the belt and the tensioner back on and catch up with you guys. So guys, if you have never done a tensioner, it's just nipple goes into the hole, bolt goes to the bolt hole. I don't know how else to explain that. It's pretty self-explanatory. So belt routing goes, in case you take your belt and you forget how it goes up around the alternator, water pump, up to the idler pulley, into the power steering, around the fan hub, all the way around to the crank, up into your tensioner, down into your AC compressor, and that is the way the belt routing goes for 03 through 0759 Cummins. Hopefully this helps somebody out. It's easier to see like this. All right, guys, I went ahead. I don't know if they can focus. I went ahead and painted the old part, kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Looks a little better. It's got good clear passage, so we're gonna reinstall this baby. And also, we're going to go ahead and put the brand new thermostat and brand new bolts. All right, let's get to that. Throw a little bit of the assembly grease around there. Drop this baby down. Got the new bolts ready. I wouldn't use RTV on any of those holes. Just tighten it up. Just so you smash the O-ring. Alright, be careful how much you put on this. Again, it's a pretty small bolt. Put a lot of ass on it, you're more than likely gonna snap it, so just be easy with it. But don't be a bitch either where it's gonna fucking leak later, so use your best judgment. Alright, happy with that. Do this and we'll grab it, hold it, push it from the front. Alright, so I just went lefty-loosey just to make sure it sits on there, and then now righty-tighty just to make sure I didn't cross-thread that son of a bitch. Definitely helps to have the belt on here, because you can kind of get it pretty good on there. Alright, let's get this fudger here. go. Got a 7.3 power stroke mechanical clutch fan on a 5.9 common rail Cummins. Pretty easy. Again, it would suck to do with the radiator in here. It's doable, but since I had a busted radiator, I'm pretty lucky to be able to just go ahead and do this. I recommend that if you guys have a bad radiator, just go ahead and jump onto this, because these are notoriously known for failing. So if you guys want to, go ahead and jump onto that. Also, to finish it off, I'm going to cap this off and be able to just kind of tape it up and put it out the way and hide it into the frame rail instead of bolting it back up into the fan shroud. All right, let me finish putting this truck back together so we can try to fire it up. Everything kind of caught up at night now. Unfortunately, it's daylight savings or whatever the hell. Everything's put back together. I had to redo my cooler. I needed some clamps on power steering cooler, so that's brand new. I feel the need to film that because it's just 2 hoses and 2 bolts, since it was already out hanging out. So Everything's pretty much tucked up, and everything's pretty much ready to go. Double check everything already. All the hose clamps are good. Everything's been tightened down. Gonna refill the coolant, burp it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, that was a success. Just burping the system. This fan is ridiculous. This rag is pretty heavy. But everything seems to be running good. Sounds good at least. All right. All right, I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna let you guys know what kind of temperatures I get with the 7.3 manual mechanical fan clutch. If it's worth it or if it's not worth it. To me, it is. These trucks are known for electrical issues, especially with those fan clutches. It is a very, very known issue where the electrical aspect of it doesn't work right. So I'm hoping that by going mechanical, that fixes things. I live in Florida. Gets pretty hot without saying. It's gonna be towing the boat. It's gonna be towing the race car. So I'm going to let you guys know exactly how it performs on, you know, daily aspects as far as driving the truck, towing with the truck and stuff like that. And if it doesn't perform, I'll be the first one to let y'all know, hey, this crap, it's not worth it. So stay tuned. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's free, guys. So go ahead and hit that like and share and subscribe button. Thank you.